Potent Ponder, and I'm back with another video. Please come in, thumbs up this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification, hit all notifications. Yo, thumbs up the video, please. Just thumbs it up. It's very easy when you come in and do it. I want to talk about Donald Trump providing them pardons. Now, it's some Republican senators who are giving some pushback. They feel a couple of ways in regards to Trump providing pardons, and they really want to know, why did he do it, right? One of the reasons why I'm thinking that he could have done it is because how Joe Biden pardoned his son. You know, I'm not saying that's the sole reason, or maybe this was a part of Trump's plan the whole time to pardon, especially, you know, within this group of people. A lot of people are saying that they exercised their right to protest, you know. It was some people who were there who were strictly just there to protest and to show up. But there was a police officer who was unalive there, and that was unfortunate. His brother was on, actually, he did an interview. I don't know if I had that one, but his brother was caught up in that, and he was saying how he felt as though, I don't know how much time he served. Did he serve 6 months, 9 months or whatever? But he felt as though that the time that he served for the insurrection was, he felt like he was supposed to do it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Based on his actions, because I don't know how violent he got, but he was a part of it. Well, anyway, I wanted to bring this interview to you before I read the article. So this is an interview that they got from one of the Proud Boys members. The Proud Boys is like a fraternity. They're like, you know, left wing. They're highly against the right. Let me just get into this video, and then we're gonna talk more about it. So let's just check this out.
50 Central Florida residents who were charged in connection with that attack.
News 6's Laverne McGee spoke with one of those people who says he is not sorry for what he did.
I'm so proud of it. I'm so proud of January 6th. I have no remorse for it. I'm very proud of it.
Nathan Tuck says he got a call from his attorney around 11 o'clock last night that President Donald Trump pardoned him and others for charges stemming from the attack on the U.S. Capitol. It was January 6th of 2021 when some of the supporters of President Trump stormed the Capitol building, some of them trying to stop the certification of President Joe Biden's victory in the 2020 election. Tuck proudly tells News 6 he's a member of the Proud Boys and a former police officer of almost 9 years in Apopka and Longwood. He was facing about 14 months behind bars for his role after pleading guilty to felony and misdemeanor charges.
So I went into the Capitol, participated in a protest that was very, very peaceful. And the cops are the ones that they instigated the entire thing. I just protested and entered the Capitol, a building that I've paid for my entire life through my taxes, so I'm not sorry.
According to the United States Attorney's Office, Nathaniel Tuck was the sole member of his co-defendants who successfully pushed his way past a line of multiple Capitol police officers, making physical contact with at least one officer as he did so. And he spent most of the next hour inside the Capitol building, where he berated officers, shouting at them and calling them communists. Later, he sent a text to his father saying, quote, "Politics won't save us. Violence is the only way we will win." His father, Kevin Tuck, was with him that day and also charged. He was an officer with the Windermere Police Department and also pleaded guilty for his role in the 2021 insurrection at the U.S. Capitol. He was sentenced to 6 months in prison and had yet to start his sentence. Last night, Nathan celebrated with fellow Proud Boy members.
We just drank and had a good time last night. Yeah, we picked up a lot of guys from prison last night.
Who were also pardoned?
Yeah, they got pardoned. We picked them up.
There were about 45 local arrests made in connection with January 6th. 3 Central Floridians were charged with some of the most serious crimes. Joseph Biggs, a Proud Boy from Ormond Beach, and Kelly Meggs, an Oath Keeper from Dunellen, were both convicted of seditious conspiracy. And Kenneth Harrelson, an Oath Keeper from Titusville, was convicted of lesser charges and was sentenced to 4 years in prison. All 3 have now been released. What do you say to people across the country, around the world, who still are concerned or think that this was something that was not democratic and that was something that was considered a bad thing?
I would tell them, get over it. I can care less what you think. That's what I would say.
And what do you think about President Trump now?
I'm very happy, obviously. I'm very happy that he pardoned me, and thank you, President Trump.
Laverne McGee, Getting Results, News 6.
One of the things I want to talk about is I've been hearing about the Proud Boys for years. You know, I listen to Tariq Nasheed. He kind of keeps us, you know, on game with like a lot of the different groups, you know, I know that they say it's a white supremacist, but one thing I want to tell you about the Proud Boys is I was watching a documentary on them today just because I was interested, like after I was hearing all of these interviews like through YouTube and stuff, I was interested to see like what is this about, right? So it's like a fraternity, and it's not just all white people. It was so crazy that this started off in Canada, but the thing about it is that there's not just white. Like I seen a Cuban man that was down with it. Then I seen a black guy that was like, you know, down with the Proud Boys, and they said that he was LGBTQ cute, right? So let me just give you a quick synopsis of the Proud Boys. So it started off in 2016, 8 years ago. It started in Canada, right? So they're anti-communism, anti-feminism, anti-immigration, anti-LGBTQ rights. But the weird thing is, I seen a black guy. If I find the it was like a documentary or something I was watching that I seen a black guy in it. That one of the guys was Cuban. You know what I'm saying? He was like in the armed force, he was in the service, like a military member, right? So they're crypto fascism, Islamophobia as well, right? Trumpism means that they're pro-Trump. Western chauvinist, yeah. So they're sync with white supremacy, neo-Nazism, and QAnon. So political position, so they're far right, which means that they are against the left. But the reason why I wanted to do this video in the first place is because I seen these articles that were in regards to the Republicans that were going up against Trump, and I thought that was really interesting, right? So I was just scanning through Google, and it says I just can't agree. Trump's January 6th pardon faces pushback from some Republican senators. So this is interesting, and some people just offer the merit of just off of the fact that people lost their lives. That was like one of the big points that people were trying to make. Like, they felt that they wanted to know more reason as to why did Trump pardon the 1,500. So a handful of Republican senators, I'm reading from, where is this from? NBC News. So a handful of Republican senators pushed back Tuesday against President Donald Trump's decision to issue pardons to roughly 1,500 criminal defendants and commute the sentences of more than a dozen others in connection to the January 6, 2021 attack on the U.S. Capitol. And they were saying that Trump really didn't have a reason as to why he pardoned these people. But like I said earlier in the video, what if he's just like, okay, Joe Biden, he can make, let me just tell you this, right? People are going to be mad at this for the moment, and it's going to be some lingering. They're going to mention this years from now, like, oh, he pardoned the people who, from the insurrection on January 6, 2021. They're going to mention it, but in a few days, this is going to be yesterday's news. Some of the GOP senators specifically criticized the pardons, those convicted of committing violence against police officers, while others declined Trump's way. Some of the GOP senators specifically criticized the pardons for those convicted of committing violence against the police officers, while others declined to defend Trump's move. So, it's going to be those supporters. So someone said, I'm disappointed. Senator Lisa Murkowski said, I am disappointed to see that, adding that she is thinking about the hundreds of police officers who defended the Capitol that day, and I do fear that the message is sent to the great men and women who stood by us, right, that the people just got off. I think that whether you're in Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Shreveport, Monroe, Lafayette, Alexandria, Lake Charles, or Washington, D.C., it's wrong to assault anybody, but certainly to assault a police officer, added Senator Bill Cassidy. He's from Louisiana. It says Louisiana, so I'm thinking maybe Baton Rouge or somewhere. I'm not sure, right? He said, I'm a big back the blue type of guy. So they're feeling like Trump is not backing the blue by allowing these Proud Boys and all these other people associated to get off. And I was going to say this too. I think Trump gets a bad rep from especially like a lot of black people who feel as though they can't support him based off of the different people who do support Trump. But I know that you might not think that this is a great analogy, right? But let's just take two people, for example, and I've seen this happening, and I've seen Lady Gaga. I've seen even Nicki Minaj fan. Nicki Minaj is black. Lady Gaga is white. Lady Gaga has some racist fans too. I heard a lot of different people talking about it. Nicki has white fans who like her, who've said racist things against black people. So what I'm trying to tell you is that sometimes you can't, like people who support, people who come together to support a person. I understand that could look a certain type of way to Donald Trump, and you like, oh, I can't vote that way. I mean, I didn't vote for him. But what I want to say is that I don't think that you should single a person out. Maybe there's certain things that I don't know about fully, but I don't think that you should cancel a person out based upon like the type of people who support. Maybe they share the same ideas, and they like his policy. It's a lot, and it's a lot of black people who support Trump too, right? All right, so let's move on. I'm just going to read a little bit more, and I'm going to get up out of here. So Senator Tom Drills, RNC, said that he was going through the details of the pardons and on the commutations, but it said that it was surprising to me that he said it was surprising to him that it was a blanket pardon. It was a blanket pardon, like it was no reasoning as to why. It's just that he's in office, Trump is now president, and he has the right to pardon. So he said it was no reason, it was just a blanket. He said, I just can't agree. Tillis said of Trump's actions, I'm about to file 2 bills that can increase the penalties of up to including the death penalty for the unaliving of a police officer and increasing the penalties of creating federal crimes against assaulting a police officer. That should give you everything you need to know about my position on Trump pardoning these fools. All right. So, and Senator Shelley Moore, Capito, West Virginia, she said she sympathized with the families of the Capitol Police officer Brian Sicknick, who was assaulted during the attack and died later that day. Sicknick's family described the pardons in a statement Tuesday to the undoing of the justice that was previously determined by the court's sentencing of Brian's assailants. So my heart would go out to them, because it's just like, damn, like, so the people who are associated with this matter, who, you know, unalive Sicknick, what's his name? Sicknick, they get off with a pardon too? Like, Trump, I don't, like, let me just tell you this, right? I'm reporting on this because I feel like it's interesting, or, you know, whatever. But I do think that everybody should have not been pardoned. No, everyone shouldn't have been pardoned. Maybe the ones who, like, you know, how this guy, the Proud Boy, was there and said he was a police officer too. This is what I'm saying. Sometimes the boys in blue, you don't know who they are truly behind them blue uniforms. Like, you gotta be very careful, because you never know where they're coming from, you know? I've been blessed to be able to have some here in Texas, have some really cool, like, you know, police officers when I do get pulled over, and I'm not a problem like that anyway. But yeah, you just never know who's standing behind that uniform. But as it relates to this story, he pardoned everyone associated. This is wrong. So then they further went on to say, I understand why they feel that way, Capito said. I think that, talking about the family, that for me personally, I have a great appreciation for the Capitol Police, and I hope they know and appreciate it. So I wonder how the Capitol Police feel in an entirety, feeling like, you know, Trump came back into office and he allowed all of these people to get off. I mean, you know that there's cameras at places. They got cameras everywhere. I don't know how they will be able to sift through and figure out, like, who did what. You did, you know, peaceful protests or whatever. But I don't think, listen, I think that some people should be pardoned, but who, I don't know. It's kind of hard. How do they know? Did they find out who did this to this man? Because it sounds like it was just at large. So I have to do more research in regards to what happened to that officer, Sicknick, directly. Like, was he trampled? Like, what happened to him, you know? So yeah, man, it's just crazy. So let me just wrap this part up and then I'm gonna be done with it. So on Monday night, hours after he took oath at in the capital of Rotunda, the site where the clashes took place on January 6th, Trump commuted the sentences of individuals associated with the Proud Boys, the Oath Keepers, who were convicted of seditious conspiracy, as we just heard in the clip. He also issued a full, complete, and unconditional pardon to all other individuals convicted of offenses related to the events that occurred at or near the United States Capitol on January 6, 2021, which included the people who assaulted law enforcement officers. I gotta be honest with you as I wrap this up. I do think that something is wrong with that. I do. And, you know, first, the part of me, I felt like it's like, you know, he's doing this because Trump, because Biden, you know, he pardoned a few people. He pardoned his son and let his son just walk free. But I don't think that's right. I don't, and it does send a message to people, especially to the Capitol Police officers. That, I mean, I would feel like, damn, like, you know, do you even value us or whatever, right? I feel like this, point blank. You do the crime, you do the time. Maybe he could have, you know, worked out some sort of deal with those people at the Capitol, but somebody lost their life. A Capitol Police officer lost their life. And to be honest with you, I didn't even follow this story closely like that. And I didn't even know that. I just thought that it was just an insurrection and it was just mayhem. I didn't even realize that somebody passed away. I just learned that today, like, you know, reading the articles and stuff. So Yeah, man. I want to know how you feel about this pardon now, because yesterday when I was doing the commentary, I didn't fully understand it until I started, listening to videos and stuff online. I'm like, damn. So this, I can't really get behind it. If it was on some, Russian, rioting at the Capitol and nobody passed away, but someone lost their life. So I do think that this should have been treated a bit differently, because it does send a different message. Anyway, I want to do some more videos. Potent, pondering, never pandering. Make sure that you thumbs up this video, subscribe to the channel. Let me know what your personal take is on Trump pardoning, the 1,500 people or over that amount of, that was involved with the insurrection at the Capitol on January 6, 2021. Listen, I'm out of here. I'll be uploading some more videos. Peace.